Hello students, I am Lalita S. Umraskar, economics teacher, BYK College of Commerce welcomes you in online lecture series organized by Gokhale Education Society's Central Coordination Committee for Class 12. Today I am going to discuss with you chapter number 9, that is Money Market and Capital Market in India. Today I am going to discuss with you what are secondary functions of commercial banks, or what are non-banking functions of commercial banks, or what are ancillary functions of commercial banks, or what are supportive functions of the commercial banks. In previous video lecture, I discussed with you what are primary functions of commercial banks. Okay, as far as the functions of the commercial banks are concerned, there are three categories. Number one is, first category is primary functions. Second category is secondary functions or non-banking functions of commercial bank, and third category is credit creation of the commercial bank. So today I am going to discuss with you what are secondary functions of commercial bank, that is also known as non-banking functions or ancillary functions or supportive functions. Now let us see the secondary functions of the commercial bank. Secondary functions are also called as non-banking functions or ancillary or supportive functions. Okay, they are classified into two categories. There are two categories of secondary functions. Number one is agency functions and number two is a general utility functions. Let us see these functions one by one. First category of non-banking function of the commercial bank is agency functions. Bank performs agency functions on behalf of their customers. The bank acts as agents while performing these functions for their account holders. Okay, so first agency function of the commercial bank is collection of money. Commercial banks accept standing instructions from customers regarding collection of money such as checks, drafts, interest, dividend, bills, promissory notes, rent, demand drafts, etc. Okay, so the bank charges a small commission for the rendering such services. So collection of money, that is an agency function performed by the commercial bank. Now second agency function performed by the commercial bank is payments or periodical payments. The banks can also make payments on behalf of their customers such as payment of insurance premium, rent, electricity bill, telephone bills, taxes, etc. So commission is normally charged for such services. So commercial bank charge certain commission for such agency functions, for payments and for periodical payments. Third agency function of the commercial bank is purchase and sale of securities. The commercial banks can undertake buying and selling of securities, debentures, shares as per the instruction authority given by the customers. Okay, so commercial banks on the basis of its expert knowledge can help its customers in this regard in selling and purchasing of securities. So that is also important agency function performed by the commercial bank. Next agency function performed by the commercial bank is commercial bank acting as a trustee, executor, administrator or attorney. Okay, so as a trustee, the bank is a custodian of the customer's fund. Okay, the bank also act as an executor of the customer's will in case of death, right? And as an attorney, the bank signs the documents on behalf of the customer. So commission is normally charged for such services. So here commercial bank acting as a trustee, executor, administrator or attorney. Now next agency function performed by the commercial bank is e-banking, that is known as electronic banking. Through electronic banking, a customer can operate his bank account through internet, right? So he can transfer money from one place to another. So he can also make payments of various bills like telephone bills, electricity bills, etc. So e-banking helps businessmen, traders, merchants. Banking transaction can be carried out safely here and with total confidentiality with the help of e-banking or electronic banking. So e-banking is a safe, fast, easy and efficient electronic service that enables you access to bank account and to carry out online banking services 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. So with this service, you save your time by carrying out banking transaction at any place and at any time from your home or office. All you need is internet access, that is known as electronic banking. So let us see what are the advantages of electronic banking. Accurate statement of all means available in your bank account. That is an important benefit of electronic banking or e-banking. Yes, you will get statement of current account, credits, overdraft and your deposits also. Okay. So execution of national and international transfers in various currencies is possible here. So execution of all types of utility bill payments such as electricity bill, water supply, telephone bills, etc. So you can pay such kind of bills also through online process. Okay, so management of your credit cards also, that is also possible through e-banking. So there are unlimited benefits of electronic banking. So that is an important agency function performed by the commercial bank. Next agency function performed by the commercial bank is dematerialization account, or you can say demat account. Okay, so full form of demat account is dematerialization account. Some commercial banks provide demat facility to their customers. So demat account is useful to investors who deal in shares. So online dealing of shares, that is known as a demat account. So each investor has to open a separate demat account. Okay, the transaction relating to buying and selling of shares are recorded here. So periodically statements about buying and selling of shares are given by the commercial bank to each investor. Okay, so dematerialization, dematerialized account or demat account is an account to hold financial securities in electronic form. Now what are the advantages of demat account here? Dividends, bonus, etc. credited automatically. That is an important benefit. Hassle free and convenient. Okay, no tension of losing physical shares and transaction certificates. Easy fund transfer is possible through demat account. Yes, and lower transaction cost. That is also important benefit of the demat account. Okay, so that is also important agency function performed by the commercial bank. Now let us see the second category of the non-banking functions of the commercial bank, that is a general utility services or general utility functions. Under that, first one is a safe deposit vault. Okay, so safe deposit vault facility is available to the general public to enable them to keep valuables like shares, gold, silver, ornaments, etc. So you can keep your valuable things in separate deposit vault. Okay, so there is a separate section in the bank where lockers are provided in various sizes at payment of a fixed rate. Okay, so here also commercial bank charge a commission on safe deposit vault. So that is a general utility service provided by the commercial bank. Second function here, general utility function, is a remittance of funds or transfer of money. An important function performed by the commercial bank is remittance of funds. Banks remit money from one place to another or even from one country to another. Okay, so this facility is more useful to traders. So remittance of fund is done by telegraphic transfer, mail transfer, demand draft, etc. Okay, so customer can make a local payments through bankers, checks and remit funds from one center to another through the drafts, telegraphic transfers, electronic fund transfer, that is RTGS, NEFT, electronic clearing system, etc. at a specified service charges. So that is known as a remittance of funds or transfer of money from one place to another. Now third general utility function is a letters of credit. The commercial bank issue letters of credit to enable the traders to buy goods on credit. So what is the objective of letters of credit? Yes, to buy goods on credit, especially for the traders. Okay, so that's why commercial bank issue letters of credit. A letter of credit is document or order by a banker in one place authorizing some other banker in some other place, okay, to honor the drafts or checks of the person whose name appears in the document. That is known as a letters of credit. The amount is chargeable to the issues of the letters of credit. So here also commercial bank charge a commission on letters letters of credit. So such kind of letters of credit is useful to businessmen. Now next general utility function performed by the commercial bank is reference or status report. The commercial bank also gives confidential reports on third party about its financial standing, mode and frequency of payment. Now next general utility function performed by the commercial bank is underwriter or underwriting. The commercial bank acts as an underwriter for issue of shares and debentures of any public and private limited company. The banks guarantee the purchase of certain proportion of shares if not sold in the market. So here commercial bank act as an underwriter or underwriting. So what is a underwriting or underwriter? It is a process through which individual or institution takes on financial risk for a fee. So this risk most typically involves loans, insurance or investment. Okay, so underwriting helps to set fair borrowing rates for loans, establish appropriate premiums and create a market for securities by accurately pricing investment risk. That is known as a underwriting. So here commercial bank as a underwriter in this case. Now next general utility function performed by the commercial bank is dealing in foreign exchange. Okay, so what is foreign exchange? Conversion of one country's currency into another, that is known as a foreign exchange. Okay, so here commercial bank deals with a foreign exchange. By keeping separate foreign exchange department, commercial bank deals in foreign exchange. Okay, so commercial bank offers services for converting one currency into another. So banks make profit in foreign exchange transaction, right? So in India, Reserve Bank of India, that is the central bank of the country, has a strict control on this function. Now next general utility function performed by the commercial bank is ATM facility, credit card, debit card. Okay, so what is the full form of ATM? Automated teller machine. So ATM is an electronic delivery system. So it is a convenient method of withdrawing money from the bank, right? Without going to the bank through automated teller machine. So it enables people to do their banking transaction at any hour of the day. So that is a important function of ATM facility. Now let us see what is credit card and debit card. Credit card is a plastic card issued by the bank to its customers, right? So it facilitates the card holders to use it for purchase on credit or draw the cash. Okay, that is the main function of the credit card. Now let us see the main function of the debit card. So it can use for the purchase of goods and services. The amount gets debited from the debit card holder's account automatically. Okay, so providing ATM facility, providing credit card and debit card, that is also important general utility function performed by the commercial bank. Okay. Next one is number 8 is compilation of statistic or publishing information. Okay, some banks publish business and financial information relating to trade, commerce and industry. Okay, and some banks also publish bulletins or journals on research on economic and commercial matters. Okay, that is also important job or important function, general utility function performed by the commercial bank. Now next category of the functions of the commercial bank is a credit creation. That is a separate category of the functions of the commercial bank, credit creation. So what is the main function of the commercial bank? To create credit. Okay, so commercial bank are creators of credit. Demand and time deposits constitute the primary deposits of the banks. Okay, so primary deposits are created through demand deposits and time deposits. Primary deposits are also known as cash deposit, right? So such deposits refer to money deposited by the people in the form of cash with the banks. Okay, so these deposits are withdrawable by the depositors, that is primary deposits. After meeting the reserve requirements out of the net demand and time liabilities, the balance amount is used for giving loans, right? Thus, secondary deposits or derivative deposits are created out of the loans given by the bank. Let us explain credit creation function with the help of example. When the bank provide loans to its customer, the loan amount is credited into bank account of the customer, right? The bank that receive the loan amount as deposit keeps aside a certain portion in the form of reserves. Okay, so after meeting the reserve requirement, the bank lends the remaining amount as a loan to the others. Okay, so this procedure is followed by the entire banking system in the country. So in this way, a commercial bank creates a credit in the economy. Let us see some names of top 10 commercial banks in India. Number 1 is the State Bank of India. Number 2 is the ICICI Bank. Number 3 is the HDFC Bank. Number 4 is the Axis Bank. Number 5 Kotak Mahindra Bank. Number 6 IndusInd Bank. Number 7 Bank of Baroda. Number 8 Punjab National Bank. Number 9 Yes Bank. And number 10 IDBI Bank. So these are the top 10 commercial banks in India. So student, what I discuss with you today, what are secondary functions of the commercial bank, or what are non-banking functions of the commercial bank, or what are ancillary functions or supportive functions of the commercial bank. And third category of the functions of the commercial bank is credit creation. That also I discuss with you today. And finally, thank you for listening my video lecture.